Let us begin. This documentary, Creation, Evolution, Relativity, Afterlife. Yeah, think about those words for a minute. Time is ripe. This earth is ready for a new model, a spiritually based model. Yes, the foundation of energy, of how to circulate light. First of all, let's take a moment and listen and critique what science is saying as far as our universe, our earth, the creation. Quite simple, this Big Bang is bankrupt. It is a Big Bang. Even as the name started, let it fizzle out and go. It's bankrupt. Listen to this. Come on, listen.
You take the energy contained in what we call dark energy, and it's 70% of all that drives the universe. Include with that percentage the dark matter, and we are driven to the humble, mind-blowing conclusion that 96% of all that is the universe is not anything we even remotely understand. 96%. And that all of our laws of physics, everything we know, love, interact with, and understand, or even can predict anything about the future, that falls into the 4% that remains. Now, actually, it gets worse. Our most successful theory of the universe, quantum physics, allows you to calculate what you might expect to be the energy contained in the vacuum of space. We can do that calculation. It allows it. It predicts that there should be energy there. All right? We do the calculation. Quantum physics, it's never been wrong. It's our best understanding going. When you do that calculation, the answer you get does not match reality. The answer you get is off by a factor of 10 to the 20th power. That's a 1 followed by 120 zeros. Now, that's just embarrassing. I'm sorry. All right? We put forth our best theory to our biggest problem, and it gets us nowhere. In fact, it is the biggest mismatch between theory and observation that there ever was in the history of science. That's our state. That's our state of the science today. So, we are not only ignorant, our best theories in the universe can't guide us. So, I think that means we're driving blind.
Now, what about the other major model that they understand? Interpreting our fossil records. Yeah, Darwin's evolution, natural selection. What inspired Nietzsche to say, God is dead? Then after two world wars, number 1 and 2, we can see the West was pretty much useless at ruling the world, killing themselves by the millions, destroying themselves, greed, trying to chop up the rest of the earth, rape and abuse. Yeah, and it continues. Darwin's evolution. Yeah. Eugenics. The great race. Yeah, we saw how that worked. Well, if we look at Darwin's evolution, let me just go back to the past and its formation, because evolution was much before Darwin. Darwin even wrote about his grandfather, right, who did a poem. And then we have Lamarck, who already popularized the theory and the concept of evolution based on energies. Close to the fact right now that we know about epigenetics, it's no more just genetics, it's the expression of the genes that matter. Okay, so we go through that. But now let's look back at the history and what happened. There was Napoleon and a French guy, right? He came up and collected up this Natural History Museum and all these different fossils and can see that Earth progressed through catastrophes. Catastrophism was quite popular. He could see it clearly. There were breaks. You got these little trilobites, these jellyfish, and then boom, baby. Yeah. You got these huge monster dinosaurs, these lizards with huge teeth and long necks like a giraffe's. Yeah. And of course he read the current Hutton geology theory, which was then interpreted by a book he took with him on his 5-year graduate course on the beetle ship. And that was saying that everything happens sort of slowly, and if you take it back and the earth is old, everything is uniform. It was the same way in the past as it is today. Wow! I haven't seen any plates crushed together and form the Himalayas, the great mountain ranges of this earth. Yeah, it seems like it's much, much different back then. We got a little bit of settling of the plates that cause the earthquakes. We got the ring of fire, which causes big volcanoes and also some earthquakes and the tsunamis. Yet now with science, we can see that the continents fit together as plates. That was pretty easy. Boom, push them together, Africa and the Americas. It looks like there's a fit. Anybody can see that.
If you're confused, join the club. Even the Earth seems confused. All of this movement made for a host of unlikely neighbors way back when.
How could it be uniform when the plate, the Indian subcontinent, this plate that forms the Himalayas, starts from way down here in the south and cruises up many times faster, I believe they say 6 times faster, than the other plates? Hey, how is this our largest, tallest mountain range, the Himalayas? How is this uniformism? Okay, all right, look. If you have uniformism, you can't have the Himalayas. Make your choice, people. Yes, microevolution, little advantages because there's some smog and the moth turns black instead of the white. Fine. Microevolution, okay. People can see that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear. That's historically sound, if you will. But the great changes, let us understand this black gook, the hydrocarbons that we're living on that is producing this CO2 and pretty much some chaos in the weather that we see. You want more? Who cares? Warm or cold? There are changes right now through us taking this leftover energy, these hydrocarbons, each with their own signature, and burning them up for our own gratitude, our own benefit, basically the benefit of the West. So they can rape and abuse the rest of the world until they struggle for their independence, their spring. Do away with the Big Bang and evolution, people. We need, the globe needs, requires a new model that fits with the great breakthroughs of science, i.e. relativity, understanding the fabric of space and how we can turn this material existence, this physical existence, our experiences, back into energy for a potential afterlife. Let us understand relativity and let us bring this existence, like even the great philosophers of old would talk about, back to its metaphysics, back to its energy. Yeah, that's this model.